All right. Welcome back. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back, everyone. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Nvidia was a dud. Yeah, I mean, good report. I mean, they're definitely still doing well. Overall, just stayed within expected moves, so that was great. Not to play that. That is another learning lesson. Another example of why we don't YOLO earning trades. But AAP did work. If you guys know, I mean, I didn't really talk about it too much in the group we did, but we did take some AAP puts into earnings just because of we had to. Just for the live stream. We had to do it. And boy, oh boy, did that one work out. Look at that weekly bear flag, man. Worked out to a T. That was such a sick setup. I got to give Endorse. Where's Endorse? Let's see if I can find his setup. Endorse. Where is he? I can search. There he is. Yeah, Endorse right here. Shout out Endorse. Back on January 28th. Setting up this trade, man. Pretty textbook break and retest on this AAP weekly. He was spot on. Look at that. Spot on. Great trade. Kept us updated. Made about 100%. Beautiful. Awesome setup. Break and retest bear flag on the weekly. AAP boys. AAPQ. So that was a good one for earnings. One of the very few that I've ever caught on earnings. Definitely not a profitable strategy for me. But not bad. So Nvidia, we'll see if it can wake some things up. It looks like you're getting a little bit of wake-up call, just a little bit. There seems to be a little bit of life out there this pre-market. Appreciate that, Nightway. Thank you, brother. Blessings to you as well. Yeah, it seems like there's some life out there today. There's still levels we got to get above. Right? There's still levels we got to get above. There's still a level on the NASDAQ that will show us whether we can try to relong this play, relong this market. That's what we got to wait for, right? So we've seen some signs of life. There seems to be some dip buyers out there this morning, right? We got some Nvidia, some semiconductor upside coming in. We got a few individual equities like Amazon and Meta showing a little bit of strength this morning. But there is definitely a NASDAQ level that needs to break above. And that's what we need to wait for today. Especially, we need to also wait to see what this GDP number does. So we got GDP this morning. That will be key. Maybe GDP can get us over this NASDAQ level and clear out some upside. So let's see. Press that like button. Subscribe to the channel. We're almost there, man. We're getting there. I don't know what I'm going to do for the 100K. It looks like some Matrix Day 3 of requesting discount on lifetime membership. We'll see, man. I don't like to, guys, I know everyone wants discounts, but to be honest, guys, discounts just sort of kill a brand name. That's not really something I'm interested in doing that often. You guys see all these people online. Oh, Valentine's discount. Oh, it's February 27th. Maybe I'll give a discount for February 27th day. We have Memorial Day. Oh, we have President's Day. Oh, 50% off for 50% off for April Fool's Day. Maybe I'll do an April Fool's discount and just make the discount code not work. How about that? That's not a bad idea. April Fool's discount code doesn't work. Yeah, man, I'm not a big proponent of discounts. If you want to come hang out with us, you can. If not, it's okay. It's not a big deal. You're welcome to. Doors always open. But that's that. All right. Press that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Let's do it. So today, economic calendar. Let's pull that up. You guys like that one? April Fool's Day discount code don't work. I like that too. All right. So Thursday. You guys can see right here, GDP, unemployment claims. This is big stuff. So let's be aware of that. Let's be cautious of that GDP and unemployment claims. We shall see how the market reacts. We got the durable goods as well. 10 a.m. today, home sales. Let's see how that does. And then tomorrow, PCE price index, personal income, personal spending, Chicago PMI. All right. So that's that. Earnings. We got some nice earnings last night. We got NVIDIA, which didn't crash the market, which I think is good in itself, right? We didn't get a crash on the market because of NVIDIA, so that's good. So slightly higher on NVIDIA this morning, basically, just a few points higher. Still under the very key supply at 137. Snowflake did well. Snow, nice strong move on Snow. If we go to the 4-hour chart, you guys can see off a pretty nice technical level here. Around that 164, not bad. Looks like very key level up here. I actually still have this alert set, I guess. I've been waiting for this alert. 195. So 195 Snow. We'll see if that gets broken. What did C3.ai do? Nothing. Salesforce, pretty ugly downside on Salesforce, but actually holding that 200 SMA quite nice. We'll keep an eye on that one. You can see right down here, 200 SMA holding strong on Salesforce. Not really something I'm too interested in today, but you could keep an eye on that 200. IONQ, basically flat. What did Root do? Root, slightly higher. I would say look for this hold over 111 here, this previous high. Yeah, that's what I would look for if you're interested in Root today. You can see that previous high. I'd look for that little pullback and hold right around that 111 and that daily 20. That could be nice. Today, not much in the pre-market. Tonight, Soundhound, Dell, Duolingo. And that's really it, man. Dell. Could be interesting, Dell. We'll see what that thing does for the semis. And that's it. So let's jump into the charts. Press that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Here we go. All right. So, NASDAQ futures. Man. Man, did we call out that ES rejection pretty damn well yesterday. Who caught this? Raise a hands. Who caught this, man? We talked about the 60-25 level in the live stream yesterday. We said that the 60-25 is your first pop and fade opportunity of the day. And that was exactly what the market did yesterday. Pop into 60-25. Pop into the Friday lows. Pop higher into the 100 SMA. And bam. Beautiful rejection. Absolutely perfect. Huge money on that if you caught it correctly. Huge money on that if you caught it correctly. On some SPX, some SPY puts. That's some big juice right there. Congratulations if you did. Bot, you caught it. Richard, nice. David, nice. Carlos, Juma, I sold about 90% of Tesla. I do still hold some puts overnight, but they'll probably be down, but that's okay. I wanted to juice it a little bit. Little juice. Just wanted to try a little bit of juice. Oh, I don't know if you're talking about covering my position or covering yeah, no, we didn't get over Tesla yet. We'll go over it. Carlos, nice. Geraldo, nice. Nice job, guys. Crispy, Anna. Oh, perfect, man. A lot of people caught that. Love it. So, let's go back to the NASDAQ. I just wanted to go over that real quick, but we'll go back to that ES real quick. So, NASDAQ, guys, there's a very clear level today, okay? Before we get all excited to long this market, right, which I will tell you, and we'll go over some weekly charts in a second, there are definitely some interesting pullback longs, right? No doubt. We need to make sure guys, this is a very crucial point in time on the market, okay? This is that time where we need to make sure, right, we've gotten our downside. We've started to get some sideways. So we've gotten downside. We're starting to go sideways. The next direction is going to be very important. So this is a really important time on the market. We need to start to really lock in and decide whether this is a pullback long or if there's just continuation to the downside. And we need to really focus on these levels and don't get any big ideas, right, until a level and some confirmation really prove to you that opportunity is there. So there really is nothing here until you break over this 21,450, right? This is the exact same rejection point as yesterday. You have pushed higher in the pre-market today, guys, but that does not mean anything yet, right? This upside in the pre-market is meaningless for now. We need to get over Monday's lows. We need to get over Tuesday's highs. We need to get over yesterday's highs. We have to break this level. If we can break this level today on GDP or some strong catalyst on the market, we can get the upside, right? I would assume upside from 21,450 to 21,650 is relatively free, right? That's relatively free upside if we can really get a solid hold above that 450 today. That would be some very juicy upside, trading through this pretty low volume area, pretty much just straight down, straight up, straight down. I would assume over 450 into 650 will be a really nice long opportunity if we can get above that level. That is still a big if. We need to clear out 450. Okay? That is so important. Do not start taking monster long positions until that clears out. You can absolutely experience another one of these, right? There's no doubt about it. So let's be careful there. 21,450. Please be careful of that level. If we clear it, I like the long attempt into 650. And we do need to also remember that is also not any kind of a joke level either. So that would be our next potential rejection point. We also need to be aware of that. So we have Friday's lows, we have this Monday rejection, and we have the daily 50 and daily 20 SMA. So if we do get that long into that 650, that is now another concerning spot for the rejection. Do you want to know what the best trade is? And you can so clearly see it. What is the best trade here? The best trade for longs is very, very clear. Right here, okay? This is the best trade for a long trader. If you want to take longs, this is the trade you're looking for. You are looking for the markets to go up to 650, okay? You are looking for the markets to squeeze higher into that supply. Then you are looking for the markets to reject that 650 and retest the 450. Turn that into a higher low and then long this market higher. That right there is exactly what a long trader would want to look for. They'd want to let this thing squeeze through, push this back up into this supply high, pull back, right? Get another rejection there, pull back into this high, pull back into this high, pull back into this low, turn that level into a new low, and start to develop a long entry here with a stop loss below that 450. That is the most ideal entry point for a long trader here. That would probably take a few days. It's not going to just be a singular day, right? That's probably going to take a day of upside, a couple days of downside, right? And then maybe sometime next week, we're looking at a beautiful break and retest of 21,450. That is letting a trade come to you. That is likely, and let's screenshot this, right? Let's go ahead and screenshot this and see how this plays out. I'd love to see what we can start to, I'd love to see if this plays out. Let's take a screenshot. Let's save it for the future. That would be my, A+ setup. Let's see. today, if you want to be aggressive, I'd say look for a short-term hold over 450 to try to long through that area to 650, right? And then watch the rejection at 650. If we get up to 650 and then fail back under 450, that's no bueno, right? That is no bueno. If we push into 650, move back lower, fail back under 450, and reject, that's no bueno, right? That's even weaker, right? Because that's a little attempt higher, big fail up at this level, and then a pretty aggressive downside move, okay? So, let's see. If we just reject here today, then we're probably looking at a channel trade, right? If we're just looking at a channel trade. If we reject this 450, we're looking at another trade within the channel. We're looking at probably demand lows around this 125-200, and of course this very major 21K. I'd be careful shorting down into this zone. I would only look for shorts at upside supply levels, 21,450, 21,650. Cautious shorting into these demand lows, which you guys can see has very well sort of maintained itself down here. And then down at 21K is the big level. Okay? If we break under 21,000, that is where the big downside comes in, right? Under 21,000, big downside comes in towards 20,700. If we get that, we shall see. Okay? Let's see what GDP does. But yeah, those are the levels. 21,450, 21K big low. Pretty much a sideways channel for now. We need to clear out that 21,450 or that 21K. For now, you're in that channel. Over 21,450, you go 650. QQQ. So the level that needs to clear on the QQQ that I think you want to wait for some really confident longs looks to be around that 520.50. Yesterday, it was around 520, which was the highs, but I still think you have that Monday low, Tuesday high, right around that 520.50. And I would be watching that level very closely today. 520.50. Can we get above it? Can we break over that Tuesday high, that Monday low? If we can turn that into a new low today, that might be the move that facilitates upside. We'll have to be careful of that daily 50. And then obviously the target up here would be 525.60, right? Right here at Monday's highs, little intraday high, and then that Friday low. So be careful up here as we trade higher into yesterday's highs, into Tuesday's highs. Very clear supply and definitely somewhere that could reject. It looks like there's a little line in the sand here around 516, a little equilibrium line here on the QQQ. You guys can see right here these lows, some of these highs right here, a little bit of consolidation, little rejection there yesterday, and it looks like a little pre-market hold. It looks like around this 516, 517 would be a good higher low to start to build, right, on this QQQ channel, because really the true channel is here, right? That's the true channel. These are your highs. These are your major lows. That's really the true channel. It's really just a trade within this area. It looks like you can see a little bit of action that sets up here around 516, 517. Not really somewhere I'd be interested in trading off of, because trading off the equilibrium line here is just 50% to both sides. It's really not that interesting. But if you want to sort of get, a little aggressive on this middle of the zone area, you can. It looks like that 516, 517 has had some decent reactions off of it, right? You can see the rejections here, those holds in the pre-market, that fail right there yesterday, right? Look at the fail yesterday of this level. So see this right here? This was yesterday, right? You have this breakdown, you have this rejection, right? And then you have that continuation. That was a fail of 516. So you definitely have some reactions here, right? You see the hold here pre-market. And so today, you can watch that 516, 517 to get some kind of a context of direction, but still be careful of that 520 area, right? Still be careful up there at that 520, okay? 520.50, 521.50. Big demand hold again, though, right? Very nice demand hold again at the 100 SMA. That's good stuff, right? That's good stuff. That's the 100 SMA holding again. If we go out to the daily chart, right, we can see you're starting to attempt to get that 100 SMA hold again, right there. So that is big stuff. We'll have to continue to watch that. That could, again, result in a very nice long. All right. Let's jump down on the ES. So yesterday on the ES, very nice levels, very clean trade. I thought yesterday was a really good example of a pop and fade trade. We had that 60.25. We had that Friday low, which was right here, right? We popped into it. We faded it. Beautiful trade. 100 SMA, perfect rejection. So today, what are we watching? It's the exact same level, guys. There's absolutely no difference. CrowdStrike rumors of a split. All right, we'll take a look at it. 60.25, 60.25, 60.25. That's it. That's all we're watching today. If we push higher into this today, we'll see what GDP does. But if we push into this, we do have to be careful of the fade again. If we get above that level, if we can clear out 60.25, then I think you will trade up maybe up into that 50, right? That's right here in Monday's highs. If we get over 50, we trade into the 70, okay? So 60.25, 60.25, daily 100, very nice. Got to be careful there today. If we do reject that, you would like to see a higher low form here today at 59.90, 59.95. That would really be good. That would really be a positive for the market. If you can create a higher low at these rejection points from Tuesday, this little attempt of a hold in the pre-market yesterday, where we ultimately failed and caused downside, then you can see later day we had rejections here, right? And then you can see in the pre-market we're trying to hold here. So I would not mind to see the market do something like this, right? To try to create a higher low here at 59.90, 59.95, right around that 6,000 area, right? That would be a nice higher low and would be sort of confidence inspiring to get some more upside. Now, if we do flip back below that level, I think you flip right back down to these lows at 59.60. 59.60 being one of our major levels yesterday. Very nice hold at those lows yesterday, alongside that 59.35 low from Friday. I'm sorry, from Tuesday. So really nice lows trying to step in, but we need to break the upside supplies. We cannot get ahead of ourselves here. We need to break these upside supplies. Without that break, without the break of Friday's lows and yesterday's highs, you are trading long into another rejection point. Very possible. Please be careful of that. Let's see if GDP can change that. SPY, pretty much same read. Right? We look at the SPY yesterday, Friday's lows. Look at yesterday's rejection, right at 600. Absolutely perfect. Pop, fade, huge SPY opportunity. I mean, I don't even know how much the contracts ran there. Just monster trade, monster opportunity. Why not take a look? Not the 10-year options. Why am I looking at the options on the 10-year? I can't look at yesterday's options, but we can look at today's. Let's go ahead and look at what the 600 puts did at that point. 600 puts yesterday, right here, went from $3 to $8. So a little bit more than 100%, 150%, and that's on next day, right? So 0 DTE probably would have been even better. Obviously would have been better. So really nice move there. Beautiful fade. Nice opportunities, guys. If you caught that, that's just, you should be very happy about that, guys. If that was a trade you caught yesterday where you had a solid game plan, you watched that rejection point, you focused on that ES 60.25, you established the short with a good risk reward. If that's a trade you took, you guys are like that is all you need to do, right? Even if you're not profitable, right? I want you to really I want you to celebrate those wins, man, because if you took that trade and you were confident and you executed along that trade, guys, you're pretty much there, right? Those are the trades that you are taking. And at that point, it's just a matter of, right? I would say if you did that confidently with full confidence and no question and just executed without question, you are taking, you know how to trade, right? Now, the next question is, to get to profitability, am I going to keep that win, right? Is my next trade that's potentially lost going to offset, a huge amount of that, or even wipe away that win completely and then some? That's the question, right? Is my next trade going to just destroy that win? And am I taking negative risk-reward trades? Am I letting my losers now offset my win? Right? That's really the next thing. But if you knew to take that trade, that is half the battle, and you are spot on. Now, the next thing is, can I keep the win? Will I have proper risk management, emotional control to maintain these wins and not give it all back in some kind of tilt and idiotic day, right? That's the question. And that is what decides if you are profitable. It's not that you don't know, right? For someone that knew that that trade was there, it's not that you don't know how to trade. Don't mix that up, right? Don't mix that up. It's not that you don't know how to trade. You do know how to trade, but you just need to fix maybe some of these just blow up days, and you need to really focus in on how to change that. And that is, right? I mean, you're closer than you think, probably. So, really nice trade. Congratulations. I mean, just a textbook setup and across the board, just exactly what you want to look for. So, let's keep watching that. 600 today could be another nice setup. Let's see if it does fade again. If it fades again, I would say be careful of the short into the 596 area, right? You can see right here, 596, 596, 596 area. I would be careful right here as sort of that middle of the seesaw, middle of the channel, seesaw level. You guys know right there, right? So you have your channel high up at the 600. You have your pretty clear channel low down at the 590, 592. And then you have sort of this middle of the road 596 zone that's sort of just been flipping back and forth, right, guys? You can see, right? It's very clear. It's pretty clear when you look at it like this. Look, it's just flipping. This level is just flipping back and forth. Sometimes up, and then sometimes it's a rejection, right? So here's a nice hold of it. You fail back under it. Here's a nice hold of it. You fail back under it, right? Here's a nice hold of it. Are we going to flip back under it? Right? That's really all the market's doing right now. It's just flip-flopping within this channel off of a key level in the middle of the zone. That's it. And we just have to be on the right side of that level intraday. So 600, 596 area, 592. Let's pay attention to these levels. We got about 3 minutes till GDP. IWM still pretty weak here, guys. Still rejecting the 200 SMA. I would be aware of that, right? A little bit cautious. 219, 200 SMA, still getting stuck underneath it, right? Still getting stuck underneath it. So be careful of that on 219. What's the Dow Jones up to? Man, every time I look at this goddamn thing, it's just a perfect play. I need to start trading the Dow futures. What did we talk about yesterday? What did we talk about yesterday on the Dow futures? Pop and fade 44,000. My God. What a perfect trade. Pop and fade 44,000. Yesterday, pop 44,000, fade. What a trade. Holy crap. Yeah, Dow Jones is sick. Once again, you guys can see right here, previous lows turning into failure points. It's pretty weak. Watch 44K again. We'll go into we'll go real quick, and we got a minute until data, but for now, I'll just show you. SMH, welcome back to the channel, my friends. Channel lows, another bounce. Welcome back to the center. Let's see what happens here. We have not broken the channel again on the SMH. Downside demand holds. Upside supply still intact. And there it is. That's just about it. All right. We'll go into the Bitcoin in just a second. What a Bitcoin breakdown yesterday through our low volume area. We'll take a look at what I'm thinking moving forward. But let's go ahead and get ready for the GDP numbers. Let's see if the ES can break through the 60-25, man. Let's see if the ES can break through the 60-25. This would be good. If it does, I think we'll find some opportunities today. Let's see. If not, we might have to trade downside again. Okay. Initial reaction is slightly lower, but looks like it's getting bought up a little bit. What's the numbers? Hamish. Where's Hamish? All right, so a little bit lower, but really nothing. Still above that 59.90 spot. Okay. Little 100 SMA rejection on NASDAQ there. Hamish is on vacation, huh? Yeah, okay, we're holding. See, look, we're holding that SPY level. We're starting to get a little pop off that SPY level. GDP 2.3 versus 2.3, so GDP in line with expectations. PCE slightly higher. PCE slightly higher versus estimation. Also pretty decently higher versus prior. And jobless claims, I mean, it's all in line. There's Hamish. It looks like everything's pretty in line. And markets are just not really reacting to it at the moment. Just sort of holding our... Yeah, it's a nice little ES wick, actually. Check out that wick right there on the 5-minute. Nice little wick there at the 95 spot. Looks like it could do a little bit of dance there. We'll see. All right. Really not much of a reaction here. So we're just going to play the levels, man. We're just going to play the levels. That's it. Nothing changes. NASDAQ 21,450. That's our level. Very clear today. All right. Let's jump into some stocks. Or let's jump into the Bitcoin. Let's jump into the Bitcoin. So a couple months ago, we talked about this weekly chart on Bitcoin. We talked about how there's a very low volume gap here into around the 74,000 spot. And we have started the navigation, right? The navigation towards that level has begun. Now, here's the thing, guys. It's very difficult, I think, to get Bitcoin to continue down if the market starts to bottom, right? If we do start to see the market bottom, guys, I would doubt that we're going to get this full drop. I really do believe that. So, you know, just be careful here. We got a little bit of downside here through that level, but if that market starts to bottom a little bit, right? If we do see a tradable bottom on this market, let's say today we do get a little bit of upside coming in, Bitcoin's not going to go down, okay? So make sure you're paying attention. At least that's my assumption. Maybe not. Maybe it goes down without the market. That's very possible. I don't think it would, but maybe it does. Now, I will say, in terms of technicals, when we look at this chart, this is definitely still in a bearish structure, right? You are very clearly below that 90K. And as long as it's below that 90K, there's really no reasons to think that it's going to just, you know, go straight back up. This could very well just be a sort of fail under that major low, maybe a retest rejection move. It's very possible that that still plays out. But yesterday, and if you guys caught some of this downside over the last few days, congratulations, man. We've been talking about this. It played out well. I probably am not going to catch it. I'm in some overnight IBITs, but they're probably going to go against me today a little bit. I didn't catch the juicer. Congratulations if you did. Yeah, I see a lot of people were sort of worried about this 80K spot. I probably would be worried a little bit about that 80K spot if you are short, maybe the 81K area. Right around that daily 200 SMA. Maybe you get a little bounce there in the short term. I do believe the ultimate target should be 74. And I did tell you guys that if we get to that point, I'll buy a Bitcoin. And I might stick to that. If we do get back down to the 74, I'll just go ahead and buy a Bitcoin. That to me is the right spot to buy Bitcoin. Like, I'm not bearish on this move. And I think it's sort of stupid to be bearish on Bitcoin. You know, it's very clearly shown you that there's reasons for it to be, you know, there's definitely strength behind it. So I'm not going to be a bear on Bitcoin, but I'm not going to be a long up at 100,000 when the bullish cycle is at its peak euphoria, right? Guys, something to learn about Bitcoin. I don't even trade Bitcoin, but from a distance, I can just tell you exactly when it's time to buy it. You buy Bitcoin when everyone stops talking about it. Anyone out there that's bought Bitcoin when no one's talking about it is up a shitload, right? They're up a ton. People that buy Bitcoin when they're talking about it on Thanksgiving dinner, when your dad's asking you about what Bitcoin's doing, when the euphoria is at its peak height, it's typically going to go against you, right? It's just not the time to buy it. So let's not chase Bitcoin at 100K. Let's get a better entry, just like we would with any individual equity, right? It's not any different. It's not like, oh, Bitcoin just goes up forever and I'm not going to focus on the chart, right? I think this is where you want to buy Bitcoin. 74K, 70K, that's the right spot. If we get there, bring it on, right? I'll go ahead and I'll drop it in, and we'll do it like a little we'll just do it like a little live stream game, right? We'll go ahead and drop a Bitcoin in, and we'll have some fun with it and see where it goes from there. So I like it. Let's wait for it. We'll see if it gives it to us. I think it's possible, right? As long as you stay under that 90, I think it is very possible to get us that move down to 75, 70, 74 area. Okay? That's what we've been talking about. Let's see if it plays through. IBIT dropped. Yeah, I mean, IBIT, this is the way I'm going to play it, guys, by the way. IBIT, I think as long as you're under the 51 spot, actually, I think you can stay short here. This low right here, and then these very clear highs that have been established this week, right? See this right here? See these 51 highs right here? I think you can very nicely stay short under 51, right? If it gets back over 51, if it gets back over the daily 100, then I think you flip back to the long side, right? But as long as it's under 51, I'd say you definitely have a trade there. All right, let's jump into some stocks. Tesla. Beautiful, 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 beautiful yesterday, man. I actually going to make a video about this trade and be like it's going to be a really nice transparent video about this Tesla trade. I had way too much size in this trade early on, right? So I was just quickly talking about this. I'll break it down more in a video tonight, maybe. I'll let you guys know. You'll get it at some point. But I was basically adding puts this entire time. I mean, I was just loading into puts here, loading. And when I mean loading, I mean loading. I mean, I think I was up to $250,000 in this trade. So I was loading the shit out of the puts here. And I just was so confident that this was a break and retest bear flag. I was about as confident as you could be. It was just like a setup from the gods. I mean, it ended up being a setup from the gods. It was, right? I was spot on about it. Previous lows, break, retest, bear flag, and bam. Now, what happened, right? What did I do incorrectly? What position did I put myself in to not catch the full move? Now, I still made a lot of money on this trade. But what I did incorrectly in this trade was I put too much size in the position. I put too much size in the position that started to make me uncomfortable. I put myself into an uncomfortable situation. That is terrible, right? That's not a good thing to do. So I did that yesterday. I got a little bit too happy with my ads, right? I got a little bit too oversized, and I started to get a little bit uncomfortable, right? And I think a lot of you can relate to this, right? And when you're uncomfortable in a trade, you don't see it out. And a lot of the time, you start to, a lot of the time later in the day, you look back and say, holy shit, that thing played out perfectly, right? And so I think a lot of people can relate to that, where they start to add too much, or they get into too large of a position size. They don't have enough patience, and they get out of the position. And then later day, they look back and say, oh my God, my exact setup worked out. How did I not catch that? So I did it too, and we will continue to do it for the rest of eternity, right? You are always going to find yourself in those positions at times, right? You're going to make some mistakes, but I think it's important to realize them, because I probably won't do that for another decent amount of time, right? This will probably, you get those reality checks, right? Every 6 months, you get a reality check, right? Every 6 months, you say, holy shit, I can't do that again, and then you don't do it for another 6 months. So yesterday, a good eye-opener, you didn't catch that trade because you were too sized, and I ended up catching it later in the day because I put smaller size, and then I caught the entire move for like a 70% win. And that just shows you that when I put less size in the trade, I let it play out because I wasn't scared about it. I was just calm and relaxed. It's a beautiful, beautiful fact about psychology, mind games, and how the mind affects your trading. It's absolutely spot on example there. So learn from it. right? And do the right thing next time. But it was a beautiful trade yesterday. Break and retest, bear flag. That's absolutely a textbook dime setup. I mean, it's just the perfect setup. Today, you're looking for the same thing, right? You're going to look for that same spot today. I would watch this like 300, 302.50 spot today, right here. This 302.50 yesterday rejection point. I would watch to see what Tesla does into that level today. I would watch this 293 low. I would watch this 286 low. If Tesla can get over that 302.50 today, I think you can try to see some upside. I think Tesla could be due for something of a relief bounce. I sure hope so. But right here, you guys can see 302.50. I would watch that. If you do get over that level, you probably get a little relief bounce to 310. And then 310 turns into a new rejection point. Over 310, then you're going back to the 320s, maybe the 325s. So that's really your line in the sand right now, 310. Okay. NVIDIA. So very clear levels today on NVIDIA to want to long this position. There's a very clear spot you need to watch to know whether you want to go long. Guys, it's 137. It's so clear today. It is right at these lows, 137, 137. It is right at this rejection high from Monday of this week, and it is literally the exact earnings high and literally the 100 SMA. I mean, there is just a stacked up level here that needs to break that will very clearly show you whether you should long this position today. You need to get over 137. You have to turn 137 into a new low. If you can turn this level into a new low, into there, this previous high into a low, earnings high into a low, if you can see buyers develop above 137 today, you can very likely play that long towards that 142. However, if you start to long NVIDIA before it breaks this level, you are basically pulling your pants down and saying, yes, right? I am going to long into supply because I can't control myself. And then, bam. So, let that break. Look for it to hold above and confirm that that turns into a new low, and then you can look to see if there's a trade that sets up. If you start longing NVIDIA today before that breaks, you are basically just going to lose. I mean, you're just inviting yourself to lose. Please stop putting yourself in those situations, right? 137, 137, 137, 137, 137, 137, 137. Perfect. You need to get above that level. If not, this could be a beautiful fade. Could be a beautiful fade, right? We could absolutely look to see if this fades today. I would look to see if demand steps up again down at 130, 126. That's the 200 SMA. That could be very nice as well. AMD. 106.50. Got to get above it. Could be a fade spot. If you get above that, maybe you creep back towards this 109. Not that interested in this one, but you could watch that 106.50 a little bit. One that I am very interested in today is TSM. Can TSM break over this 197.50, 198.50 area? I'm going to go ahead and pop it. I'm going to go ahead and do it like this because I'm a little bit cautious of this whole zone. Right here. I want to see TSM break over this 197.50, 198.50, and this daily 100 SMA. Why? Right? Take a look at this, guys. Take a look at this weekly chart on TSM. This could be a really interesting setup. Take a look at this weekly chart. If we could get a little bit of juice on the market, I'm not sure we're going to get it yet, but if we do get some juice on this market, this is a very interesting setup. Previous major weekly highs, you've had a nice grind lower into it. Do we start to find something here? Something to watch. But, once again, we need markets to flip the sentiment, right? We need a sentiment change. We cannot long this without a change in the market strength. Because right now, guess what? You'd be longing right into major lows. This could simply be another break and retest rejection. Break, retest, rejection. And could go lower. So, we need that break. We need to reclaim that level. We need to turn that 100 SMA back into lows, back into lows, back into lows. If we can get that and the markets can start to see some upside, that is definitely a long I'll be watching. That's definitely something. That could also be a short to watch, though, right? Both sides. Both sides, guys. Broadcom. Not a bad little bounce on Broadcom off that 100. right? Take a look at this. We'll go back to that daily, right? And man, would I love Broadcom to come back to here. Man, would I love Broadcom to slip back down to 185. That would be something special, but I don't know if we're going to get that. For now, nice little hold at that 100 SMA on Broadcom, right? Look at that. Green line, bounce right off of it. Not bad, right? Not bad. You guys can see right here, 30-minute chart. Um, 216 right here, 216, 216, 216, 216. If we can hold that 216, you might be able to get a little bit more today towards that 222.50, 222.50, daily 100 SMA, maybe even that 227. But I would watch that 216 and maybe look for this pullback to 210, 211. MRVL. Interesting setup on MRVL as well. If we go to the daily chart, I think I have I have it a little bit messed up here. It's sort of just like this. Let me go ahead and maybe I'll go to the 4 hour. I think it looks a little bit cleaner. Yeah, it looks a little bit cleaner on the 4 hour. So here on the 4 hour on MRVL, look at what you have done. Previous highs, earnings low. You've basically come right back to earnings low. What happened? We got some movement on the market. Huh? I don't know, man. I mean, it's still holding key levels, guys. But yeah, I don't know. MRVL, right? Interesting spot there. Watch that 95. I would say, if I zoom out, though, there are some retest rejections to be aware of. And that is, right, if I can get my charts to right around here, right around that 100 spot, I would be a little bit cautious there. So I'm going to say watch the 100 SMA. I'm going to say watch the $100 level, right? Previous lows, those highs right there. 99, 100. That's the spot I'd watch. Are we actually moving lower? Oh, shit. Okay. I mean, guys, you know, it makes sense, though. It makes sense, right? We still have not broken this level. It makes sense. The weakness will stay in until that level breaks. It makes sense. So let's see. It's still very early, so be careful getting all worked up, guys. Guys, you can't get emotional in the pre-market, all right? These moves can be so quickly changed. You can't start flipping around. Oh my God, what's going on, right? It just relax. You're still in the channel. You're just rejecting the channel high. It's about it, right? That's about it. But you're still just right in the center of the channel. Some tariff talk. Yeah. Makes sense. All right. What do we want to go to? We want to go to Meta. Let's look at Meta. Let's just run through these large cap tech. Meta, I actually am quite interested in whether there's a retest rejection here, right? Right here. At this 690 right here. I'm actually very interested in whether there is a retest rejection there. So, going to be watching. 690 area. You will need to fail back under, it looks like, this 680. Yeah, I'd say the 680s. So I'd be careful of the 680 level holding before you try to short that. But I do like the fail potential at 690 again. If you fail back under 680, this could start to slip again. I would watch 690. That's definitely a big rejection up top. Amazon. Amazon, a little bit of upside this morning. I would be watching this. It's like this 219, 220 area. Amazon did a little bit of an interesting move yesterday on the. Let me go to the blank chart here. There was a nice little retest rejection of some of these previous lows, right? This little 216 spot, I think, is the line in the sand. Right here around 216. Above or below that level, I think, is the key. Right here. Look, 216 highs, 216 lows, and then yesterday you had a nice daily rejection of that level. So I did pop in some light Amazon puts off of that. It looks like it'll go against me a little bit for now, but I think if Amazon flips back under 216, this could get a little bit tricky, a little bit interesting. I'm going to go ahead and... It's sort of messy right now. It's a little bit of a messy area here. It looks like these highs around 218 are having some trouble, right? See this right here? See this high right here? This high, and it looks like right now this high. Looks like that 218 zone's causing a little bit of trouble. But it also does look like you could hold that 213 there, right? A little bit of a tough trade here. 218, 213, 100 SMA could very well hold. I do like that as a nice strong demand. That does look like it is holding pretty well. So maybe a little bit of caution of shorting into that. That's probably why I'll end up losing on this Amazon attempt if we do continue to hold that 213. Let's see what that 218 does. If you get over this 218 area here, you might get a pretty decent squeeze up to 221. If we do see some strength on the market today, you might see a little squeezer up to 221. So I would watch this right here. Very key level around this 218. Okay. Apple finally got your pullback yesterday, and Apple's actually breaking down. Oh shit. Apple, I thought, yeah, I would have wanted to see Apple hold this 240 here. 240 Apple, I think, needs to hold here, or you're going to see more downside, maybe towards this 235. But a very good rejection finally on Apple. We've been sort of waiting for this breakdown to come in. Look at all these rejections just sitting here. Previous highs, look at those fails. So 248, 250 finally failed. Apple's actually driving a little bit lower now. I would say break and retest 240 today. Yeah, I would say break and retest 240. Let me see here. Yeah, the 20 and 100 makes it a little difficult. 239 maybe. Yeah, yesterday's lows. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like the trade. You're too close to this. You're too close to these dailies. So I'm just not a fan of shorting into daily SMAs. Just a little bit tough. I would say pop and fail would be a better trade, actually, right here. Yeah, that's a much better trade right there. I like that better. Right here. Pop and fade of these lows right here. See how it did it in the pre-market? That's actually perfect. Previous lows, pop, fade, right? Break, retest, rejection. If you can get another one of those, I would watch that. Just be careful of that 20 and 100 down there, guys. I'm not really a fan of shorting into those levels. They could be sort of just lasting demands that just sort of pop. So, yeah, not too big on that one. Google's got to break over 177 today, guys, or it ain't going nowhere. Previous lows right here on 177 Google. Look at that fail coming in right now. That has to break. Or this is a nasty bear flag again. Look at the bear flag action that Google continues to put in and just continues to die off of. Look at this. Right? Break, bear flag, bear flag. I mean, this could continue lower, no doubt. So if we do not get over 177 today, I would be watching to see whether Google does it again. Back to 174 lows. If it breaks that, it's in trouble. So you are now under the 200 SMA. You need to get above that. Or that is another bear flag fail there at 177, no doubt. We got to hurry up. We got to go. Let's go speed round. Speed round, the last few minutes here. Palantir, not a long yet. As much as I love 85 to be long, it's not a long yet. Why? Because it's still under this area. 94 to 96 is without a doubt a heavy supply zone, right? You have rejection, previous lows, bam. If you push into this level, watch the fails. 85 would be a strong demand down below. What else? I think that's going to have to be just about it. We'll go to Costco real quick. Costco, let's wait for that 100 spot, 1,000 spot. That'll be very good once we get there. Netflix. Let's see if Netflix can fail that 1,000 again. If Netflix can fail here again, maybe another drive lower. We got to watch that 1,000 very closely. Let's go to the market. Market, yeah, another rejection. All right, so same levels, guys. Levels are the same. 21,450. Without that break, you are not longing this market, in my opinion. I don't see the reason to do so. Just be careful of being short into the demand lows, of course, but that is a very clear supply up there at 21,450. Very clear supply up here at 60,25, 6,025 on ES. If you fail under that 59.90 today, you might see some more downside. Very clear SPY 600. Watch this 596 spot. And QQQ, very clear supply up here at 520 area. I would say watch out for the holds here around 516. This could be a little bear trap that you boys better calm down and pay attention to. Be careful here. This could be a little bear trap. Watch out for that 516, man. All right. All right, guys. That's going to be it. Press that like button if you enjoyed the live stream. I appreciate you guys being here on a daily basis. If you could, subscribe to the channel. We are just about 700 away. 700 away. 704. We're going to be there soon. Maybe another week and a half. Thank you guys for all the support. And I will see you tomorrow. Peace and love.